Hey, I'm Brandon Reyes from T.R.U Release and Excel Sites, and this is episode 2 of adjusting your Fang and the proper way of hooking your Fang release up to your D-loop. We have brought the Fang release out in an effort to create the lightest possible trigger settings for our customers. And in doing so, we've kind of got to be sure that people actually load the trigger or load the release onto the D-loop the proper way. So I'm going to show you today how we suggest that you load the release up to the D-loop in an effort to make your Fang as most successful as possible. So when loading your Fang release up to the D-loop, we simply ask that you keep your finger away from the trigger if at all possible. And why? Because any touching of the mechanism can actually put the sear, which is a single sear, in an altered position, which could in turn cause a misfire. So when loading your release, the proper way to do it, you can do it one of two ways. And the first way I'm going to show you is actually keeping your thumb inside of the thumb activation lever as shown here. So simply hit your release to reset the hook, and then keep your hand inside the release or the thumb lever when hooking it up to your D-loop like this. So now I've shown that I've not altered the sear in any position to where I could potentially make my release even easier, up to 3/1000ths on the edge of the sear. So keep your thumb inside. That ensured that you didn't touch the trigger and alter the thumb position in any way. The second way is actually when you reset your release and you hook it up. If you like to keep your thumb up here like this, like a lot of archers do, be sure when you hook it up to your D-loop to hit the release without any pressure on it, otherwise it's going to come off like it did there. So hit your release on your D-loop to ensure that you didn't touch the thumb trigger in any other way other than to reset it. And then when you draw the bow, we're generally conscious of where our thumb is, so keep the thumb again behind the trigger till you're at full draw. So in turn, what we're asking is to draw the bow safely. Most of us know that that we've got to keep our thumb behind the trigger, and what we're also asking is try not to load your Fang release or any other single sear release with your thumb on the lever like this and hooking it up. I say that is the improper way to hook this release up, because now when I draw the bow and put pressure on it, you can hear that there's play in the trigger because I've altered the position of the sear. So what now is going to happen is I'm going to either misfire when I draw the bow back, or the shot's going to be a lot lighter than when I originally set my release up, whether it's a quarter turn, a half turn off of the sensitivity screw. I've altered that, so what may have been a quarter before is now an eighth. So now you're going to have a quicker shot at full draw than what you would normally experience. So what we're asking here is to draw the bow safely. If you hook it up, reset the trigger, pull your thumb back to ensure that you didn't touch the trigger, or set your release, put your thumb below like this, which is the desired method, and hook your release up like this and shoot it. I'm going to actually shoot a couple shots showing you the way through a full sequence of how we suggest that you load and shoot your Fang release. I'm going to show you the proper way to hook and shoot the Fang release. I'm going to hit my release to set it, put my thumb underneath the trigger to where I know I don't alter it or hit it, hook it directly up to the D-loop, and shoot. The second method was to hit the release, hook it, without putting any weight on it, hit it again, thumb behind the trigger, draw. If you use both of those methods, your Fang release will be your most successful release you ever shot. Designed for the light trigger setting, you're not going to have to pull real heavy to get the release to go off, and I think you'll enjoy it. Find the Fang release at any of your local retailers or visit us online at www.truball.com. If you have any questions, email us at trueball@trueball.com, and we'll try to help you as soon as possible.